Fernandez from the Inland Sports Show. Just a quick programming note. You know, in the next couple of weeks and months, we're really going to put a focus on the Inland Sports YouTube channel. We got several thousand subscribers. We have over 1 million views. We're uploading new videos each and every week. So we're really going to point you guys, everyone who follows the Inland Sports Show, to the Inland Sports YouTube channel. We will still post on Instagram and Twitter. We're going to post a lot of pictures, maybe some shorter videos, but we really want to put an emphasis on the YouTube channel. So here's what we need from you guys. If you haven't done so already, make sure you are subscribed to the Inland Sports YouTube channel and give us a big thumbs up when you watch our videos. We'd really appreciate it. If you've subscribed, maybe tell your teammates, other kids at school, other coaches on your coaching staff, your parents, your grandparents. We'd really appreciate the more subscribers, the better. So subscribe and give us a like. And if you want to take it even further, there's now a thanks button at the bottom as well if you'd like to take your support to the next level and make a small donation so we can continue to bring you great sports coverage here in the Inland Empire. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Inland Sports Show, live and amplified here at Teen Vision TV 16. My name is Pep Fernandez. Johnny Nunez, our director here on the show. We've got a big football blowout. Here we are 1 week into the season. Everybody's basically playing this week, so we're super fired up about it. We've got a lot of great coaches coming up live on the show a little bit later. We've got Jordan Brusig from Aquinas. We got Jeff Steinberg from Beaumont. We got Travis Carter from Hillcrest. We got our weekly awards to pass out. We got 66ers tickets if you like a little baseball mixed in there. But leading things off right now here on the Inland Sports Show, we're going to be quick about this because it's date night in the Broach house. Kraig Broach, the head football coach for the Liberty Bison, joining us live on the show. And Coach, my first question is it every Wednesday night? Is that date night for you and your wife, Tanya?
It's, you know, Pep, yeah, it's been going on for about 15 years now. And so there's a local place down the way that every Wednesday, again, like I've had to cancel that on you a few times, so way back when, you know, and so we head down to the Tavern Grill and we just enjoy ourselves. And it's just a chance for the wife and I to finally spend some time together throughout the week.
You know, Coach, it hurts my feelings a little bit. I thought every Wednesday night you hurried home from practice to watch the show, but I guess if you want to spend time with your wife and have a delicious dinner, that's okay too.
Exactly. But you know, we actually have you playing as we're eating and talking. So you're right there with us on each one of our dates, I guess, you know, and so Tanya won't be happy for me saying that, but you're always in our hearts, Pep. So no doubt.
The third wheel at the Broach dinner, which I did see your wife and kids at the season opener against Valley View this past week. And Coach, what an opener to win in dramatic fashion, to hold off Valley View, get the first official varsity win for Liberty. What was that like just to get win number one? Did you feel any pressure going into it just to get that first one out of the way?
Yeah, yeah. It's so, you know, obviously been doing this for a while and had a lot of different experiences, but boy, that win on a Thursday night was pretty special. It ranks up there with some of the top wins I've ever had there, and start new school varsity, you know, first game, all the jitters from the players and myself. And somehow find the way to hold in at the end. It was just, it was one of the most fun games I've ever been a part of. It was just fantastic.
So, Coach, you won 28-27. It came down to the end. Valley View had a chance to, maybe take the lead or, win that thing at the end, but you guys held them off. What did you learn about this team? Which I should say, if people are watching at home, you have no seniors. This is still a super new school, no seniors on this roster. So what did you learn about your young team in that game?
Well, it's not so much what I learned, it's kind of what we learned. Just these are football cliches, but finding a way to win. And I'll give credit to the young guys as things weren't going our way towards the end. And, Valley View was making a real big push, and they kept their calm. And and they just kept playing. And so as a coach, you can't ask for anything more. And again, a credit to, you see Coach Contreras jumping up and down there as one of the highlights. A big credit to him of just being a stabilizing force and just letting our kids play. You know, we're experiencing, this is all new. You know, it's kind of funny, at the end of the game, we do the handshake line and none of us know what to do. You know, this is our first varsity game. It's like, what do we do next? And then, you know, okay, guys, I talked to you, now let's go on the bus. It was just, everything's new to us. You know, we're trying to figure out as we go, but boy, man, it was an electric atmosphere there. And that was a fun one. It was sweet to be around a bunch of young kids finding a way to win on Thursday.
So, Coach, I've seen enough Heritage games that I know you love to run the football, and seeing this Liberty team, you've got some great running backs. What gets you excited about this running game? Because you got some size up front, too.
Yeah, they run angry, Pep. You know, it's like some things, you know, you try the best you can as a coach to put kids in a position to succeed. But sometimes, you know, you mess up as a coach, and I messed up a lot on Thursday. And, you know, the running backs and the offensive line found a way to kind of just save me. And they played angry and they got tough yards. And I couldn't be more proud because, again, there are a lot of things I messed up. You know, this is my first varsity game in a few years, you know, and so just seeing how they kind of overcame my mistakes and just played with toughness, played with anger, played with passion, all that kind of stuff you want from an offensive line and a running game. They had it on Thursday.
So you beat Valley View last Thursday, first official varsity win. Now you get to go back home trying to get your first home victory at the varsity level against a tough A.B. Miller squad who's a league champion from a season ago. What are you hoping to see? What areas are you hoping to see that this Liberty team improves on going into this game against the Rebels on Friday?
Well, you know, there's a lot. I mean, you know, being so young, we made so many mistakes, and you know, we had 5 false starts during the game, and we're gonna improve. That's just gonna happen because of finally having some varsity experience. But quite honestly, what I'd like to see is us be able to spread out the ball a little more. Obviously, we're gonna run the ball, but we have different weapons that we can get the ball to, and we need to do a better job of doing that. And then I would say on defensively is getting our D-line rolling. We got a bunch of young kids up front too, and just experience getting hit for the first time and just been pounded on, and Valley View pounded on us. And so I like how we responded. Now I'd like to see take a jump when it comes to the physicality there.
You know, Coach, based on what you just said, you know, obviously no seniors on this team, and all these guys are kind of, you know, growing pains and learning on the job, I guess you could say, at the varsity level. But you know, off that game, there's got to be, you know, some pleasant surprises. Like you said, you know, the running backs and the linebackers and some guys did some really good things in that first varsity win of the season. But you must be excited knowing that, you know, there's not a single, you know, senior on this team. You're going to have everybody back come next season, but you're already winning right now.
Yeah. I mean, Pep, it doesn't take a scientist here, but you know, losing's overrated, man. And so I'd rather learn finding somehow to win. And so that's the biggest thing from Thursday night is, you know, we still found it. We learned a lot on Thursday and still found a way to win. And I'd love to continue to do that because, you know, I don't want to have these growing pains with losses, you know. And so that was a credit to the kids there. Just, again, finding a way, and we're going to get better. I mean, there's no doubt about that. And there's going to be a time where we're going to be really good, and what we're trying to do is figure out if we can speed that up, and that's what that's about right now.
Well, you can learn and win at the same time. That was proof last Thursday against Valley View. Again, big game coming up for Liberty against A.B. Miller this coming Friday. Coach, I picture Tanya, your wife, just off camera, like tapping her watch, like, "Come on, Coach, like, I'm hungry. Come on, let's get over to the restaurant."
Like I set up with you, but I blamed you, and she's okay with that, Pep. So it's why I'm off the hook, man. So it's all on you, all right?
That third wheel at dinner, I love it. Coach, listen, I appreciate the time. The show is going to continue here, but you are free to jump off Zoom. I always appreciate it, and best of luck on Friday against the Rebels.
Thanks, Pep. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it. That is Kraig Broach, the head football coach for the Liberty Bison, joining us here on the Inland Sports Show. Thank you so much, Coach. We appreciate it. All right, before we wrap up this segment, this is a new thing we're going to do throughout the high school football season. It's our All-Stars for every single week. And let's take a look at our Week 0 All-Stars. These guys had big games this last Thursday and or Friday. And for Kaiser High School, man, they have got two great running backs. These guys are only juniors right now, Kyle Tyler and Jonathan Marshall. Actually, both these guys did the show last year. I got a feeling they're probably going to be back on the show this year. But Tyler popped off for 330 and 4 touchdowns. Marshall chipped in 149 and 2 scores for that big Kaiser win against Arroyo. And then how about the varsity debut for our Orange Vista QB, Khalil Abdul-Aziz? 341 passing yards, 4 TDs through the air, helping Orange Vista get that big win in week 0. Now they got Hillcrest coming up tomorrow night on Thursday. That's a game you can find on Team Vision TV 16. We'll talk more about that later in the show as we have Travis Carter from Hillcrest joining us live. At Indian Springs, their quarterback / DB, Darren Harris, a.k.a. Binky. Binky went off, guys. 3 passing touchdowns, 2 on the ground, a pick 6 for a score. He did it all on both sides of the football. And also A.J. Anderson for Moreno Valley, 215 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns, and he did it on both sides of the football, a couple interceptions as well. So that's our week 0 All-Stars. Xavier Alvarez, the quarterback for San Bernardino, had 8 touchdowns total in that big Cardinals win against, it was Desert Mirage last Friday. All right, that's going to do it for this segment here on the Inland Sports Show. But the football blowout continues here on the show. When we come back, we are going to check in live with Jeff Steinberg, the head football coach for the Beaumont Cougars, coming off a dramatic win against Murrieta Mesa. He's next here on the Inland Sports Show. Hey, what's up, everybody? You know where we're at. We're here at the Boost Performance Center with the one and only Boost man, Coach Ray Bass. And Coach Bass, this week on this gridiron question, we want to know what are some things that athletes out there can do on a weekly basis if they want to have a big impact on their athletic performance?
Yeah, you know, something that they can do weekly that's very simple is prepping their meals. Nutrition is such a huge part of what we do in our program because not only does it help these athletes have the energy they need to sustain practices, but it also gives them, you know, the energy they need to focus in the classroom, which is really important, and retain information. So it's something small, and it can be really tedious to prep your meals every day, but it's a force multiplier, and it can have a huge effect on you as a student athlete. So, you know, prepping your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and making sure you have small meals in between class time is really important, and you'll see a profound effect not only on your performance when you're competing, but also in the classroom as well.
All right, awesome stuff, Coach Bass. And consistency, right? That's the name of the game. Listen, if you have a gridiron question for the Boost man, go ahead and slide in those DMs on Boost Training, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. They're all over the place. Make sure you find them on social media, and you can have your question answered by Coach Bass right here on the Gridiron Question.
Hey guys, this is Jason at Ken Sporting Goods. We're almost to 1,000 Instagram followers. Tell your friends, like us, come down and see us. Thank you so much for your loyalty.
Everybody would do it. I am gifted. You gotta join the movement. That light inside of you is shining so bright. Just gotta dig deep, find it, embrace it, and let it shine. Gateway to heaven, open up.
Madison up the middle. He's got room. Leaps. Touchdown.
And when it comes to this life, it feel like I can't win. That's why I do everything with no strings attached. Oh, no strings attached. Oh, no strings attached.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Inland Sports Show, live and amplified here at Teen Vision TV 16. The football blowout continues. A big thanks to Kraig Broach at Liberty for joining us. We're going to check in with Beaumont head coach Jeff Steinberg, but real quick first, how about our big boost play of the week, man? It came in dramatic fashion inside the final minute of the contest. Beaumont needed a couple touchdowns. This is the game winner, man. Chris Cooper, one of the top QBs in the state, finds, get to know this guy, DJ Littles with the biggest play of the game for the game-winning score. You can see 37 seconds on the clock. That is your game-winning score as Beaumont opens the season with a 17-13 win against Murrieta Mesa. That is our big boost play of the week. And joining us live here on the show, excited to have him back, it is the head coach at Beaumont, Jeff Steinberg. And Coach, obviously, you hate it to go down to the wire, but I guess there's something to be said for your team finding a way to win and get a couple touchdowns late to pull out the W.
Yeah, like that stuff, take away, thinking you should play better and all that stuff. I think that when the kids are resilient and they keep kind of battling and not really worrying too much about the score, how much time left, not hanging their heads, especially with young kids, I think is a great thing. So we're pretty proud of how they responded at the end there.
So, Coach, now you go into a big-time battle against a JW North team that had a ton of success last year. They played a tight game with Ramona this past week. Without giving away all your secrets, on the Beaumont side of the football, what do you feel like you guys need to do well, maybe remedy from that Murrieta Mesa game so you guys have a chance to beat JW North?
Just play more consistently on the offensive side of the ball. I thought, there were some great things that we did, but we just, I think we didn't sustain consistent drives early on, and just kind of took us a little bit of time to find ourselves in the game.
You got Cooper at quarterback. You got Cuellar back at running back. At receiver, is it a new cast of, characters that Cooper's going to be throwing to? That I think Littles is a sophomore right now. He looks like he's going to be big time at some point.
Yeah, pretty much a new group. It's going to, every year your personality tends to change in terms of like who you are. You could have the same philosophy, do the same stuff, but it's going to change a little bit every year, especially when you graduate. Two guys like Gabe Nunez and Anson Kraut. And so I think this year, especially early on, we're probably going to distribute the ball a little more across the board rather than have those two guys that you can kind of lean on.
Coach, I know you've had some special quarterbacks from your different high school stops. Chris Cooper, what makes him such a special signal caller? I mean, because this guy got, as a sophomore last year, he was unbelievable. Now you got him as a junior, and he's probably going to be off the charts.
Actually, we were talking about it the other day, and Chris was asking about like who would you say were some of the top guys that played for you and why? And I told him, I said, the one common thing that they all had was they asked so many questions and they had football on their brain. I would get texts at different times of the day about this coverage or this protection call, or what do you think about this concept? And Chris fits into that. He's always thinking football, and I think that's kind of a start when you've got somebody who's got that passion. It's easy to put the work in and try to elevate your game every time you go out there.
So, Coach, as we look ahead to this, JW North game, which is a Thursday night game, right? So you got like a short week to work with. On a short week, do you simplify things? Do you keep business as usual? How do you prepare for those Thursday night games?
Probably good having short weeks, and football programs should probably have more of them, because as coaches, I think we tend to mess things up and overcomplicate things at times. So it was really good. In the install this week was almost non-existent in terms of new stuff going in. It's more we need to polish. We need to just get better at what we're doing. And so I kind of enjoyed that. You do feel like you're a little bit under the gun with, you don't get that extra day to kind of clean things up and stuff. It comes pretty quick.
And, Coach, finally, it looks like, judging by the red doors behind you, you're not at Beaumont High School. Where are you, Coach?
Well, I promise I'm not checking a practice out. We're here for a CBL meeting at Redlands East Valley.
And so these meetings, what is it to, get ready for league play around the corner, or?
Revisit the league constitution and if there's any things that the coaches have, and just make sure we're all on the same page for exchanging game film. Probably talk a little bit about making sure we're all set for how all league is going to work at the end of the year. And it's kind of nice just to see guys that, our league's got a bunch of good guys and good coaches. And so it's kind of nice to see them before we all get really busy and we don't see each other till the end of the year.
Mm-hmm. Well, Coach, let's leave on this then real quick, because I know you got to get in there to this meeting. The CBL as a whole, Cajon looks great again. Citrus Valley has a bunch of returning players. How do you kind of see the CBL this season?
I think it's as strong as it was. I think it's only going to be stronger this year with what's going on at Redlands. Coach is doing a great job there. They've got they were super young last year. Mm-hmm. A lot of those kids are back. Redlands, East Valley was very young. Those are two programs. I think they had freshman quarterbacks. Yeah, and their cast is back. So I see them stepping up. I know Ukaipa is going in the right direction too. Coach Price is doing a phenomenal job there. So I think the league as a whole is going to be a lot stronger too.
Yeah, the CBL, I just feel like it's always healthy, right? There's always great coaches, great players. So it's going to be another fun season. Coach, thank you so much for the time. I always appreciate it, and we'll let you get inside that CBL meeting. Good luck tomorrow night against North.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. That is Jeff Steinberg, the head football coach for the Beaumont Cougars, here on the Inland Sports Show. Thank you so much, Coach. Really appreciate it. All right, that's going to take us into another commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk some Aquinas football with Falcons head coach Jordan Brusig. Big win against Etiwanda in week 0, and actually a bye this week for Aquinas. We'll talk about that when we come back here on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.
What up, y'all? Boostman here, gonna break you off with a quick 2 cents. Listen, being consistent is a powerful asset in your athletic development. Consistency in your training and preparation, consistency in your nutrition, and more importantly, consistency in a philosophy. I see so many young athletes bouncing around from one wave to the next, not knowing that if you can't be consistent in anything, you can never be anything. Boostman.
CBU basketball is the most exciting sports experience in the Inland Empire and the best value in Southern California. See every dunk, every magic play, and every win. Inside the beautiful CBU Event Center, Southern California's newest NCAA Division I arena.
We got big Laker news. news right now. I know we're all fired up for the start of the football season, but the Lakers making some big news. Maybe the biggest of all was LeBron James signing a 2-year, it's almost $100 million, $97 million for 2 years, an extension. So he'll be here this year. He'll be with the Lakers next year. And there's also a player option for a 3rd year. Guys, let's pivot over to college foosball. And we got our first preseason top 25 poll. Always love these, and no big surprises at the top. We got Alabama, your preseason number 1, Ohio State at number 2, followed by Georgia, Clemson, Notre Dame. But if you're a Pac-12 football fan, you love that West Coast football, here you go. You got Utah, your defending Pac-12 champion. They're in at number 7. That's pretty high for the Utes. Oregon's at 11, and here we go. USC at number 14. So Lincoln Riley bringing some big expectations with the Trojans this year. And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. It's, again, we told you, we warned you when we started the show. It's a big football blowout. We've had Kraig Broach from Liberty. We've had Jeff Steinberg from Beaumont. We still have Travis Carter from Hillcrest coming up. But right now, we are going live. It looks like the Ritz-Carlton. I don't know, man. This guy is just really enjoying the bye week. It's Aquinas head coach Jordan Brusig. It looks like he's in Hawaii or paradise. But, Coach, I think it's your in-laws, isn't it? I'm not sure.
I'm at my house today.
Oh, okay.
I'm at my house now. The palm trees. We just got a lot of palm trees.
It looks like some 5-star resort, man. You win a couple football games at Aquinas, and you're the new Lincoln Riley, breaking the bank.
Oh, yeah, man. All the big bucks over here.
Well, Coach, listen, huge win, obviously, against Etiwanda in that Week 0 contest. 28-21 was that final score. What did you like from your team beating a very good and well-coached Etiwanda side?
Oh, man, we played such a good first half. You know, I told them we went at halftime that I was just, so proud of how hard they came out, and being the first game and how clean it was, even, both sides of the ball, by both teams, no turnovers, not very many penalties, just a great first half of football by both teams. And I was just so happy with that and the effort that was being shown, the physicality, all that stuff. It was such a great game by both teams, and I was just so proud of how hard our guys came out and competed.
Coach, I know you had a scrimmage, but usually maybe that first game or that first 2 games of the season, a little bit rusty as, teams try to find their footing and get into a groove. What do you credit to your strong start? Like you said, not a lot of penalties. It was a pretty clean game. What do you credit that to?
We have a great group of seniors, starting with Dre and, working the way down the list through those guys. And, this year, hold on a second. The assistant head coach is calling me.
Oh, come on. Isn't he watching the Inland Sports Show right now? Oh, I think we lost Coach Brusig. You know what? As he's coming back, Johnny, let's go ahead and do our Boost Performance Training Top 25. We already had it in this segment, so we'll do the Top 25 as we get Coach back on the line right now. And listen, this is something we're going to do every single week here on the Inland Sports Show. We do the rankings. And the way we do it is, again, I had some people hit me up on social media like, hey, what's your coverage area? And every 2 or 3 years, we have to remind people. In the south, it's Temecula. In the north, it's Fontana, San Bernardino, but we actually go up, we'll do Rim of the World and Big Bear as well. To the east, it's like Beaumont and Banning, and to the west, it's basically the 15 freeway. So we do like Fontana and right down the line, Eastvale, Norco, Corona, all the way down to Elsinore and Temescal Canyon down there as well. So here's our Boost Top 25. Centennial checked in with a huge win against Santiago. They are 1-0. Norco, Murrieta Valley, Cajon, they will all make their season debut this week in week number 1. Aquinas, the Falcons, we had to move them up, man. Big win against Etiwanda. They are 1-0 on a bye week this week, followed by Roosevelt, the Jack. The Jack had a nice win at Redlands East Valley. Vista, Murrieta, Citrus Valley, and Beaumont round out the top 10. Couple teams on the other side, keep an eye on. Summit looks very, very good. Well coached, and they got some ballers over there. And Ramona, man, this could be a special season for the Rams. No big secret. They got a lot of returning guys, including their quarterback and running back. They're going to be good. And also a little bit farther down the list, cracking our top 25, Vista del Lago and Paloma Valley. So congrats to the Ravens and the Wildcats. They are in the top 25. So again, our Boost Performance Top 25 poll, we'll do it each and every week here on the Inland Sports Show. It's always fun. Always controversial. You guys get fired up about it, so we keep doing it. And we got Coach Brusig back on the line. And Coach, I see you turned your video. Can you turn it sideways again and see if the video rotates so we can try to fill up the screen? Let's go ahead and turn it one more time and see. Oh, there it goes.
There we go.
He got it. Okay, so we gotta put your assistant coach on blast. Who's trying to call you during the show?
Coach Agno.
Oh, that's my boy.
I know. We should phone him in.
Oh, I thought he'd be busy watching the new episode of She-Hulk or something, man. He's a Marvel nerd like me. Come on.
He's supposed to be at practice. They must have got done early.
Okay, I'll let that one slide because he is one of my favorites. He's the best, Coach Agno. Coach, let's go back to, again, that big win against Etiwanda. You guys played well. What was the secret to your success about just having your guys prepared for that very first game of the year? Like maybe it felt like game 7 or 8 into the season, the way you guys were able to just, be that kind of polished.
Yeah, like I said, the seniors, starting with Dre, a lot of leadership, a lot of pride from those guys. And we have a couple juniors, Miles Markham, and we have a sophomore captain, a junior captain, and 3 senior captains. And, having those guys that are sophomores and juniors also be voted as captains by their team kind of shows you the depth of leadership that we have and the pride that these guys have. And, I think that those guys just so positive and so encouraging with their teammates and just kind of not just always talking, but just working. All the work that those guys did in the off season and they were more than ready for Thursday night. So unbelievably proud of how they've started to lead this team.
Coach, obviously coming off a CIF championship and the great run you guys had last season, getting to a state finals. All those guys who, had that great run and all that experience, how do you think that might pay off this year? Maybe it already is. I mean, looking so polished in that first game of the season because you had guys who, have been through some battles already, going back to last season.
I mean, we still had a ton of mistakes, but these guys understand that, each and every week, if we're just kind of slowly climbing and slowly trusting in the process and just getting better at the things that that we need to improve on, that when we get to the league play, if we get a chance to be in the playoffs, that if we're continually steadily getting better, that we're gonna be in a good position come league and the playoffs. So these guys believe in that, not getting too far ahead of themselves, and ready to just continually work to master our craft each and every day.
All right, Coach, it is a bye week. So what do you do on a free Friday night? Do you actually go scout another team? Do you take your wife out? Do you, binge watch something on Netflix? Like, what do you do on a bye week?
Well, we're on baby watch, man. Baby number 4 is going to be here in a couple days. So if not tonight, we're right up to it. So yeah, we're waiting.
Coach, congratulations. I didn't know, man.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we're super excited, and just waiting.
Well,
Just
Coach,
waiting.
listen, this is probably not the place or time to talk about how babies are made, but my wife and I kind of had babies around football season.
This is the first. This is the first one in the middle of the season. We've been. We have myself and another coach. Also, his wife is due, and every year we've had a kid on the coaching staff. Every year it's happened, we've won CIF. Every year, it's been the odd years. Okay, then the babies. So we're having 2 babies in the same year. It's just on us now not to mess this thing up. The wives all did their part.
No, then that missed 2 babies must mean 2 championships, a CIF and a state title. That's the way I see it, at least.
We're still working towards it, right? Still got something out there to go get, huh?
Hey, I will say this, though. If the baby comes on the bye week, then I think you planned it perfectly. I mean, that couldn't have happened any better.
Not a lot of week 1 buys out there except for us. And my wife said, if this baby is here today or tomorrow, it's definitely, because we don't know if it's a boy or a girl. It's definitely a boy because he knows what's up. If it shows up on Friday night next week at 7, I don't know.
That is awesome. That is awesome. But seriously, Coach, congratulations to you and your wife. Number 4 on the way. How awesome is that?
Yeah, it's great, man. A lot of fun. So much fun.
All right, Coach, let me leave you on this. So I have your non-league schedule in front of me. Obviously, the bye week. You got Xavier Prep coming up the following week. But then you have Cajon and Upland in back-to-back weeks. You've got a pretty meaty non-league schedule. I know people are excited about the Cajon matchup. Upland will be tough again. How do you kind of size up your non-league play, and what are you hoping to see from your team going up against some of the best teams in San Bernardino County?
Yeah, I mean, Xavier Preps is not, not to be looked over either. I mean, we, seen them a little bit, and Cajon and Upland, just a great test for us. And then rounded off with the Holy War. So a really good stretch of football for us here, and we're gonna find out what our guys are made of. When I told you earlier in the summer, we're gonna find out how tough our guys are. We're gonna see what kind of what kind of grit we got, and what we're made of. When you play against these good teams, things are gonna happen that are good for these teams. They're gonna make plays. They're gonna do great things. They have great players. How do we respond? How do we rise in the face of adversity? That's what we're hoping. We're hoping to see us, be great in those moments. And if we can, then I like our chances if we can do those things. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're really excited about the Xavier Prep game, getting another home game. We're excited about going to Cajon, just down the street for the first time. And we're excited about Upland coming to us, and so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a great non-league schedule. A lot of great matchups there. Coach, listen, I always appreciate the time, and maybe the next time we talk or I see you on the sidelines, you might be a family of 6. You probably will be a family of 6.
Oh, for sure, dude. We will be. And looking forward to you meeting the little one.
Guaranteed, man. I will be on the Aquinas sideline soon. Coach Brusig, always appreciate it. Congratulations to you and your wife. And I'm sure you have the bags packed to run to the hospital at a, maybe the baby's going to call an audible. Maybe it'll be tonight, right after the show. Who knows?
Could be right now, Pep. She could already be gone. I don't even know. I'm just out here in the backyard. Everybody could be gone.
We better let you go. Coach, listen, always appreciate it. Best of luck, and we'll see you again soon.
Thanks, Pep. Appreciate you, dude.
Yes, sir. That is head coach Jordan Brusig of the Aquinas Falcons here on the Inland Sports Show. Congrats to him and his wife. Brusig, baby number 4 on the way. All right, we're going to take another quick commercial break here. When we come back, we're going to give away 66ers tickets. We've got our top games coming up in week number 1, and Hillcrest head coach Travis Carter joins us live. We'll be right back on the Inland Sports Show.
What up, guys? Boost Man here at the Boost Performance Center. You're watching the Inland Sports Show with the one and only Pep Fernandez.
Calling all athletes. Make sure you're at your very best by training at Boost Performance Training in Corona. Whether you're a football player, soccer player, baseball player, lacrosse, athletes from all sports and all levels train at Boost Performance Training. Led by former Centennial High School football star Ray Bass, you'll develop explosive power, become faster, and add that lean muscle. Don't be left behind and get a leg up on the competition at Boost Performance Training. Visit boosttrainingsystems.com for information on their training programs and also on the Bass School. That's the Bass Alternative School for student athletes. Trying to earn a scholarship? Maybe make the varsity team. Get a spot in the starting lineup? Well, let Boost Performance Training help achieve your athletic goals.
I would say the one thing that we stress more than anything else is service to our customer. Make sure that they're taking care of whatever you can do to make sure that that order gets to them on time and it's the right quality and what they want. I've been that way since 1976. That was my goal, to reach out to local sports programs, and it's grown from there, and we've been very, very fortunate. My grandson is right over here. He's working for us, and he's going to college right now, and that's exactly what my son did 20-some years ago, and it keeps on going, you know. Customers that come in the store that it's amazing. People that I haven't been here since I was a little kid, and I used to come in here all the time, and then now I'm bringing my son in here, or a grandpa that's bringing his grandson in here that came in here when we first opened back in '76. We just feel so fortunate to have been a part of this community and this Inland Empire for going into our 44th year now, and it's just been a blessing.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show. What a show, man. Kraig Broach from Liberty, Jeff Steinberg at Beaumont. We just had Jordan Brusig at Aquinas, who is on baby watch right now. Right now, as you just saw the promo, giving away Inland Empire 66ers tickets each week throughout the season. And it's coming to a close. I mean, the Cal League season ends in September. I think it's the second week of September, and then the Cal League playoffs, of course. Our winner for this week, how about Mary Gonzalez from Norco? Mary going to the 66ers game. In fact, I think Mary is going this Saturday, August 27th. She's got 4 tickets to see the 66ers, so congratulations, Mary. And if you're watching the show right now, we'll be giving away 4 more tickets beginning right now. All you got to do is say send us your name and the city you live in. Send us a DM on Inland Sports Instagram or Twitter. Now, we do get some submissions on Twitter, but on Instagram we get a bunch. I don't know why it is, but people love the gram. They're hanging out on the gram. So send us a DM, and you can win 4 tickets. And this, again, time is running out because the season is coming to a close to see your Inland Empire 66ers. Congratulations, Mary. All right, let's go to our Teen Vision TV 16 broadcast schedule for this season. And you saw the game last week. This is Del Lago and Citrus Hill. Tomorrow night on Teen Vision TV 16, and there is the web address in the bottom left-hand corner on Vimeo. It is Hillcrest at Orange Vista. Hillcrest head coach Travis Carter will be logging on to Zoom in just a moment. Just got confirmation, so we're going to talk to him in a moment about that big matchup against the Coyotes. Coyotes coming off a big win in week 0. The following week, how about a Thursday night special again? Etiwanda at the Rancho Verde High School. That should be a fun one as well. And then we got the following week, Paloma Valley at Orange Vista. And I'll say this. There's a lot of folks making a lot of chatter on social media about this Paloma Valley team. They think the Wildcats are going to have a real bounce-back season. That'll be a great game, Paloma and Orange Vista. And then the week of the 30th, to be determined. We'll figure that one out. The following week, Heritage and Orange Vista in Ivy League play. That is a big one. And then the final week of the season, it is brother versus brother, Zomalt versus Zomalt, Orange Vista and Rancho Verde going head-to-head in the final week of the regular season. So we'll keep you up to date. We'll put that list on social media and the Inland Sports website so you can check out some of the live games all season long on Teen Vision TV 16. Now joining us live, he is the head coach of the Hillcrest Trojans. Again, Hillcrest taking on Orange Vista live on Teen Vision TV 16 tomorrow night. It is Trojans head coach Travis Carter. Coach, what's cracking? How are you doing tonight?
Hey, Pep, how you doing, man? Thanks for having us on. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir, man. I'm just happy football is here. It feels like a normal football season. Everyone's fired up. You beat a good Poly team in week 0. How are you guys feeling right now?
Feeling good. I mean, week 1 was great. Great atmosphere. Friday nights were back. We had a great support from our student section, our band, cheer, dance team. Everything was kind of, like you said, normal again. Friday nights were back. So it was a good win against a very good Poly team, very well coached. And we definitely got our hands full this week with a really good Orange Vista team.
Yeah, Coach, that was my next question. Obviously, without giving away all your secrets, you're going up against a great Orange Vista team. What do the Trojans have to do well on Thursday night, tomorrow night, if you're watching this live? What do you guys have to do well to try to get a win?
We're going to have to play exceptional basically in all 3 phases. They are a really well-coached team. They have a ton of speed, ton of athleticism on both sides of the football. Good athletes at the skill positions, big offensive line, really fast and physical on defense. So we're just going to have to do the little things right continuously. We might be a little outmatched at some spots athletically, and we're going to have to play together, and all 11 guys are going to have to do their jobs.
Coach, how does this Hillcrest team look right now? Is it a bunch of younger guys who got experience last year? Is there a certain area on the team, maybe up front, maybe the skill positions, where you feel like this team is strong at? How would you kind of describe where Hillcrest is right now?
Yeah, it's an interesting team this year. We have kind of a good mix of seniors with some experience playing last year, some leaders, but also a good mix of young guys that are getting in the mix, some juniors, some sophomores that are stepping up and filling roles. And it's really been, we always kind of preach family and together and everybody just kind of pulling their own weight. And that's kind of how it's been. Last week, our quarterback goes down early, backup kind of stepped right up, kind of next man up, which is, something we've been preaching. And so as far as, we don't have a lot of superstars, just a bunch of kids that are going to work hard and play together and play for each other.
How important was that win against Poly last week, just in terms of maybe confidence or maybe a little bit of momentum to kind of get the season going?
Yeah, you always want to get the first one. Football is a game like, most others where we're training from January all through the spring, all through the summer. just for that opportunity to play, at least 10 games. And so to get the first one was huge for us. But it was a good win, and, I'm proud of the boys, the way they played. I thought they, battled some adversity and fought and, played well, played hard, played together. But yeah, the first one felt good, and, we're moving on now to Orange Vista and try to get another one.
Coach Carter, what do you think was the most important thing that you guys did in the off season to get you ready for that first game against Riverside Poly?
Yeah, I mean, off season wise, I think our kids really bought in to kind of just that family aspect of this program, that nobody's bigger than the team, that everybody's going to be treated the same. Everybody's, got to put in the work, got to earn their way on the field, and just kind of keep preaching that, hey, we need 11 guys to do their job all the time on the field. We need at practice, scout team guys do their job. Everybody's got to work hard to make each other better. So I thought this off season, we definitely, even starting in spring ball and then into fall camp, we were definitely a lot more physical than we've been in years prior. Just, a lot of physicality, almost to where we had to kind of hold some kids back a little bit just to kind of make sure we're all healthy and ready to go.
Coach, I got your non-league schedule out in front of me. Obviously, you got Orange Vista Thursday night, then followed by Grand Terrace, then Lakeside. We saw Lakeside, beat Arlington in week 0, but by 1. That was a close game. Then you got Tockwitz. Tockwitz was a playoff team from a season ago. I mean, that's a pretty good, non-league schedule. You're going to get, some tests. You're going to get tested here and there. What are you hoping to see from your Hillcrest team before you get to that first River Valley League game? Because you're going to play some good teams with some different looks.
Yeah. So, I mean, we wanted to schedule some quality opponents that were going to challenge us. And I think we did that. All 5 of our non-league games this year, they were all in the playoffs last year, including Riverside Poly.
Yeah.
So we wanted to create a schedule that would get us ready for our league, because we got a really tough league this year. Obviously, Ramona is looking really good this year, but everyone else seems to have improved as well. So we just want to see continuous growth from week to week. Obviously, we're going to have mistakes. Game 1, there are plenty of them. And so from game 1 to game 2, we want to see growth and corrections of those mistakes. And then same from game 2 to 3. We want to just continue to build week to week, day to day as we enter non-league, and, hopefully stay healthy as well.
Hey, Coach, right now, just after one game, and I know it's a very small sample size, but after one game, where would you say the strength is on this team? What did you like in that first victory?
I really liked how our front played on defense. Our defensive line, our linebackers, I thought played extremely well. On offense, we kind of struggled early. We running the football struggled early, and then second half we were able to establish a running game with, offensive line played much better in the second half. Matthew Klein, our running back, ran extremely hard. Robert Bustamani came in and ran extremely hard as well for a sophomore. So I think for us to be successful this year, we're going to have to win up front on both sides of the ball. That's going to give us a chance if we can do that.
Coach, I think it was about 5 years ago, 2017, when there's that wacky 5-way tie for first place in the River Valley League. I know Ramona's loaded. They got a bunch of returning guys, but I feel like, the River Valley is going to have some really competitive games. I think, there's not a lot of separation. How do you kind of see the RVL that you guys have a chance to, be a playoff team and make some noise?
Yeah, River Valley is going to be tough this year. Obviously we got Ramona, who's, they're kind of, everyone's looking at them as the favorite, and rightfully so. They got a ton of kids coming back, and they just had a big win against John W. North, another good program. Norte Vista is always tough. They lost week 1, but they're going to keep getting better. And, by league, I know they're going to be humming on all cylinders like normal. Patriots going to be better. They were a young team last year. They're going to be better. Arlington, second year under Coach Argumosa, they're going to be better. He came in late last year. La Sierra is better this year. So it's definitely going to be, week in, week out, through non-league, through league play this year. It's going to be a challenge. And it's exciting. That's how you want it to be. That I remember back to that wacky year where everyone's 5-way tie. Every game was close. There wasn't you couldn't roll into any week thinking that it was going to be a cakewalk. You had to, bring it each and every week. So it's going to be exciting.
All right, finally, Coach, playing a Thursday night on a short week, what are the pros and cons? I mean, obviously a short week and you got to prepare, cram more into a short week to prepare for that game, but also you have a Friday night off. I don't know if you go to the movies, you go scout another team. Like, what are the pros and cons of having Thursday night football?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you hate to have a Thursday night game when you got to prepare for a team like Orange Vista. But yeah, I mean, you play Friday night and then you get an extra day to prepare the next week. You get to go out and scout. But, it's tough playing Thursday night. You got, one less day to prepare, but they're in the same boat. So, it's even playing field. Everybody's got the same amount of time. So, I mean, we're just after that COVID year where we only got 5 games in and the kids were waiting. We'll play whenever we can now. So every opportunity we get, we're ready and we're excited.
That is the right answer, right? Anytime, anywhere, man. We're just playing football. And we're all excited about that. Coach Carter, listen, thank you so much for the time. Listen, I really do appreciate it, especially, again, because you do have a short week. You got a game. If people are watching us live right now, you have a game tomorrow night against Orange Vista. And this game will be live on Teen Vision TV 16's Vimeo channel. I'll make sure I'll send you the link in case people can't make it to the game.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Pep. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. That is Coach Carter here live on the Inland Sports Show, the head coach of the Hillcrest Trojans. Thank you so much, Coach. Appreciate it. All right, before we round out this episode of the Inland Sports Show, let's check out our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game. In fact, you could probably make a case that Hillcrest and Orange Vista could have been the must-see game this week. But we are going with Citrus Valley taking on the Rancho Verde High School. Kurt Bruick and the Blackhawks, they will crack open the 2022 season with their first game of the year. And Eric Zomalt trying to get his first win as the head coach of the Mustangs, coming up a little bit short on the road at Palm Desert in week 0. So 2 legendary local coaches in Coach Bruick and Coach Zomalt. So it's got to be our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game this week. And we've got some other great games, again, coming up in week number 1. And some of these teams playing for the first time this season, they did not play in week 0. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other games in week number 1. Moreno Valley and Paloma Valley, the Wildcats and the Vikings, both coming up big in week 0. 2 teams trying to keep it going in week number 1. And again, a lot of folks seem to be excited about Paloma Valley. Jurupa Hills and Cajon. The Spartans and the Cowboys both playing their first games of the season this coming Friday. Ramona versus Kaiser. That might be the biggest game in the IE this week. That is such a great game. Coach Mashinsky, Coach Cardosi, what's not to love? Great running backs in this game as well. We also have Beaumont against North on Thursday night. Colton against Grand Terrace. That's a rivalry game. And then obviously this game has state title implications. 2 of the top teams in the state of California. Centennial going on the road to the San Diego area to take on Cathedral Catholic. And finally, Arlington against Riverside Poly. 2 Riverside rivals, both coming off tough defeats in week 0. The Bears and the Lions trying to bounce back here in week number 1. So those are some of our top games in week number 1 of the high school football season. All right, if you haven't done so already, I'm watching live and amplified right now. Make sure you subscribe to the Inland Sports YouTube channel. We'd appreciate it. Subscribe, like our videos, and make sure you share the link with all your family and friends and teammates and coaches as well. Big shout out to all our guests. You just saw Coach Carter from Hillcrest back up to the top. We had Coach Broach from Liberty. We had Coach Steinberg from Beaumont, and of course, Coach Brusig on Baby Watch from Aquinas as well. Biggest shout out of all going to Johnny Nunez, our director here at Teen Vision TV 16. My name is Pep Fernandez. God bless you. Stay safe out there, and we will see you next time on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.